I want to explore a very interesting idea with you. I want to explore the idea that we do not experience reality through our perceptions, that we only experience our memories. And those memories are ourself knowing ourself as it existed in the past. Now, this might seem a crazy idea, but let me see if we can unpack it. Okay, when you look at a star, let's say in the Milky Way galaxy, that is, say, 100 million light years away, then that star will be visible to you for 100 million years because it took that much time for the light to come from there to your eyes. And then, we have given that star a name. So we say, I'm seeing that star. But you're actually seeing that star as it existed 100 million years ago. But the same is true when you look at me. By the time information reaches your brain and you interpret it as, say, Deepak, what you're accessing is a memory, okay? Because it takes a little time. It doesn't matter, the principle is the same, 100 million years or a microsecond or even a nanosecond. What you're experiencing is the past. And then you recognize that as Deepak or a book or a star, recognize, which means you compute and construct and cognize an experience because of a memory. So this concept that our perceptions allow us to experience only memories, and that all objects, people, events, and even our own bodies are recognized as memories should be obvious, even though this perspective challenges the traditional understanding of reality and identity, suggesting that what we perceive as the tangible world is merely a construct of our mind shaped by past experiences and memories and the recycling of concepts. Perception is the process by which we interpret sensory information to understand what we call the world, which includes, of course, our bodies. This interpretation is heavily influenced by our memories. When we encounter an object or a person, our brain is retrieving relevant memories to make sense of the current experience. And then our consciousness is actually reconstructing a perception based on the memory. Thus, our understanding of the present is actually the presence of the past. I'll say that again. The present is the presence of the past. So what we perceive as reality is in fact a tapestry woven from memories. The objects and events we encounter are recognized based on past experiences, making them, in essence, memories themselves. However, if we can transcend to the state of pure presence or awareness, then the mind becomes free from the constraints of memory. This state is, of course, an enlightened state where there are no fixed objects or identities, only possibilities. And it is here that we become open to experiencing the world without the filter of past experiences, allowing for a direct encounter with the infinite potential within this presence. So, this also aligns with the idea that reality is not a fixed entity, but a field of possibilities that can manifest in various forms. Our true identity is this field of awareness, knowing itself as the recycling and evolution of possibilities. This is a radical departure from the conventional view of the self. Traditionally, identity is seen as a stable, continuous entity defined by personal history, traits, and memories. However, the true self is beyond all these identities. And we recognize that our identity as body mind is not a fixed construct, but a dynamic process. It is the awareness itself that is fundamental, with the self being a mode through which awareness experiences itself as the world. So, my friends, what do you think of this? And why could this be important? Because all our suffering comes from provisional identities that bamboozle us into um, into a provisional time-bound entity subject to birth and death. Whereas birth and death are just data points in the ever-evolving, never-ending horizon of the self. Tell me what you think. And by the way, the book is available, Digital Dharma, How AI Can Elevate Spiritual Intelligence and Personal Well-Being. You can engage with digitaldeepak.ai from any browser on your handheld device or the computer. Thank you for indulging me.